Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and unfortunately, Lance could not join us for this episode, but Cameron was very gracious and is joining me on this one.
Hi. That's all I got. We'll get to the crying later.
Yes, absolutely. This I am very much looking forward to. I'm pretty sure I made a joke how it said you would not be our friends anymore if we did not record this with you, so here we are.
Yeah, I burn bridges.
Well, we don't want to burn any bridges on this, especially because this show is so good and it's worth waiting for your timeline as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Because Lance is not here, we are going to be doing things a little bit different. There's going to be no Lance's lessons. Also, there's going to be no manga mentions because there is no manga for this one. I searched. Cameron, you were talking about this isn't even translated, and that's why there's no manga, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the manga for this just got to the end of the season. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right because when we were doing the first season, they didn't even have all of the manga out for that, so that checks out. In case you missed it, we are going to be covering the two Rascal movies, and they are Rascal Does Not Dream of a Sister Venturing Out and Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid. And man, they are emotional ones. Definitely emotional movies.
Understatement. Well, understatement for the second movie, the third movie, because
true.
Sister Venturing Out is second, and then Knapsack Kid is third, which they exist, so I'm happy, and that's all that matters.
I will completely agree with that one. For anybody that's confused like I was, they did come out together, so that just know that it is the Sister Venturing Out and then Knapsack Kid as far as the chronological order is concerned. Cameron, can you remind me what the volumes of the light novel are for the two movies?
So, Sister Venturing Out is volume 8 and Knapsack Kid is volume 9.
Awesome. And there's 11 total? 13?
15 books in total. We're waiting for 15 to be translated because 14 literally came out like a week or two ago.
Ooh, so you just bought 14?
No, I'm saving for Final Fantasy cards like a dummy.
That's fair. They'll be around. That's okay. We are going to start this conversation with Sister Venturing Out, and to give a quick synopsis of what the movie is, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Sister Venturing Out follows Kaede as she takes steps towards overcoming her puberty syndrome and venturing outside her home, aiming to attend high school. And yeah, that's all that really dives into that one. That is really what happens in this entire movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally, yeah, no, even towards the end, it's just, I want to go to this school. And you're like, okay, all right.
Yep. For anybody that doesn't remember, basically the end of the movie, Kaede comes out of her puberty syndrome, I guess is what you could kind of call it, is reverting back to her original self. And that creates just a whole series of trauma as far as that is concerned for Sakata. And then when this movie comes out, it's just kind of her progressing through the puberty syndrome and trying to really figure out what the next stage of her life is going to be. Because remember, she is getting ready to finish up middle school.
Oh God, she's so young. I forgot how young she is.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, seriously. I really enjoyed this Kaede. Do you like the original one, or do you like, I guess I can't say it that way. Do you like this version, or do you like the puberty syndrome as far as the character is concerned?
I like original Kaede more because it's not to say that puberty syndrome Kaede isn't a person. It's just, she's not as childish. Yeah. That's kind of what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's completely fair. That is also one of the dilemmas that she runs into, is trying to live with the fact that she had essentially two different lives within the same person, which is kind of a messed up thing to think about as far as that is concerned. I know for probably a good half of the movie, she was trying to move past well, do I want to be the Kaede that looks up to my brother and go to his school? Or do I want to, as we'll kind of steal from the title of the movie, do I want to venture out and live my own life?
Yeah. It's so like, I feel as though she kind of went through what most kids go through, just at an earlier age.
Yeah.
Because Japan.
Yeah, that's very true. And like this...
What's up?
Oh, I enjoyed the movie, but the movie was very surface level. It was...
Oh, yeah. No, nothing really happened in the movie.
As far as, like, there was no new puberty syndromes that happened. It was literally just Kaede trying to grow, which is important. She's a very vital character to Sakata, and just kind of his life and everything that comes to move on. And then for the next movie, it's going to be super important that she grows and has some more depth to her. But as far as this movie is concerned, it's very surface level.
Yeah, the show is about Sakata fixing everyone else's problems. We get that. We understand that. The movie is about him going, okay, I have fixed my friend's problems. I can live my life. Just kidding. I gotta fix one more person.
Yep.
The second movie is Kaede going, I have a problem, but for real this time, because I still can't go outside. He's like, I thought I fixed you. And it's like, no, she has to fix herself. He even says he can't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do, so she's going to have to make this decision on her own. The conflict comes from, does she want to do her own thing, or does she want to follow in the old Kaide's ways and go, I just want to follow Sakata around? And that's where the moral, that is the crux, not the crux. That's the inciting incident of the movie is, I have to go to high school. Where do I want to go to high school? And the solution is very, not foreign because COVID, but
yes, very fair.
This movie came out in 2023, we'll say 4, but the
3.
book it's based on was written in like 2015.
Yes.
So you have to keep that in mind as well, which is very difficult because you couldn't really tell no one really they have smartphones, and I guess you can't really change Rectangle's design too much. So it's kind of hard to tell when the movie actually takes place, but it takes place in 2015, 2016, where online school is becoming a thing in Japan, even though America's had it for college for about that time. Yeah, about that time. But just for college, not for high school.
High school, homeschooling was a thing. Online schooling was a thing, but it was not like, it was generally thought of as I don't want to say the weird families, but it was the more, all right, we live kind of in small towns. It's easier to homeschool, or I travel all the time, so I'm just going to be homeschool, or I'm just going to do online school because that's just, it fits within my schedule. As a normal individual, it was not as common. And that was really the issue Kaede had, which was, how can I be a normal person while wanting to go to an online school, while wanting to avoid, I don't want to say avoid people, but she has still a dilemma of being around a bunch of people and being in uncomfortable environments. Well, you're going to have that all the time if you go to in-person school.
Correct.
And so she's fighting the external and internal conflict of, how can I be a normal person and still go to an online school, or how can I move past my puberty syndrome and go to an in-person school if I can't talk to people? And it's a very deep and hard decision, especially for somebody who is, in middle school.
Yeah, she's not even really a person at that point in her life either.
No, and then, that's the other thing she has to worry about, is that she essentially wasn't a person for a while, because everything that she remembers isn't her memories. They go into everything they go into a part where she talks about she learned a bunch of things, but it was the other Kaede that learned all these things, not her. So does she know these things because it's her, or because it's her other self?
I mean, so okay, I'm gonna pull some Naruto into this really quick. Effectively, her puberty syndrome acted as a shadow clone jutsu. Everything that Kaede learned, she got to retain.
Yes.
I didn't know that's how shadow clone jutsu worked until recently. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's effectively what's going on because she's not unfamiliar with Ryu. I'm trying to think of all the women in Sakata's life. I don't even think she met Koga ever. I think they've seen each other, but never had like a conversation.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it was basically Nodoka and Mai. We'll just say those are the only two women that she actually really knows.
Oh, that's kind of sad in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to meet people when you don't leave your house.
Okay, but Sakata's always bringing women to the house, so it's fine.
Well, yeah,
only women, no dudes.
Yeah. So technically, Kaede no Futaba.
Yeah, because she tutored her for a bit when she was there for those a week maybe, and then she left because her puberty syndrome got fixed.
Correct.
But that's kind of it.
Shoko, kind of Shoko.
That's a whole can of worms that I want to dive into.
Yes.
But no, but yes.
Yeah. That's probably the best way to put it. That's really about it. Maybe Koga. I don't know if Koga ever went. Koga's never been to his house.
I don't think so. No, she hasn't.
No. The Futaba was the one where Kaede was making jokes about how there's another woman coming to the house.
Yep.
But it's just those three that have been to his house so far. And it's kind of a concept, another thing that she's running into is like, hey, do these women like me, or do they like the other Kaede, and because we're the same person, they just kind of put up with me? That
is so hard to unpack as a child.
It is.
I'm genuinely surprised the author was like, no, she can handle it. And like, I couldn't, and I'm 30, so props to him.
Absolutely.
But no, all of her friends like her. Rio doesn't really count because she's just like, you have a sister. I don't understand how family works. We're gonna talk about her at some point, maybe, probably not though. Yeah. she was in the movies. That's all I care about.
That's fair. Yeah. Yep. She was there. She played a part, and this
movie's hard to talk about because like nothing really happens. Like you have your character growth because she's fighting her demons. She's literally fighting her demons.
Yep, she's trying to grow as an individual person, which is great. This is what I'll assume 14-year-old girl is supposed to be doing. I'm assuming she's 14.
15 because math. Because high school in Japan is 3 years, not 4, like it is over here.
Okay, yeah, so 15, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be finding yourself. You're supposed to be growing. You're supposed to be doing these things. She basically did what every teenage girl is supposed to do when you're going from being a essentially child to starting to mature into a young adult.
Yes.
And that's what that's what the movie is about. It's just kind of making these decisions, coming up with making choices that are for yourself and not for other people.
Yes.
It's great.
Although the only reason she gets to go to the online school is because Sakata's like, where you want to go to high school? She's like, I want to go where you go. And her guidance counselor's like, nah, don't do that.
I love the anime logic that they did in the towards the end of the movie though, which was the fact that so she goes through, does all the studying, goes through the exam.
Oh right.
Essentially can't finish the exam, but because the school has a notorious basically it's super hard to get into. Nobody even tried Managahara.
Yeah. Minigahara, but same thing.
Yeah. Nobody applied for it, so she got in even though she didn't actually do well on the exam. Yeah.
I think she did well, but not good enough to pass, but hey, you took the test. Congratulations. And then she's like, nah, I'm gonna go to online school.
And
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say it's like you now have to make the choice. You don't get the choice made for you where it's like, oh, you didn't get in, so now you have to go to this online school. So it just loved the anime logic in that one.
I did not like I watched this in theaters when it came out, and I'm like, what? Huh? What? Because it wasn't explained super well, and well, it wasn't verbalized super well. And my friend had to explain it to me, and I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
What exactly do you mean?
So when they're talking about it, that she got in, and I'm like, how the fuck did she get in? And she didn't finish the test.
Yep.
And then there's the bit at the end where like not enough people applied. I feel like they said it wrong. The subtitle was wrong because I feel like the subtitle said too many people applied. I'm like, well, if a bunch of people applied, how the fuck did she get in?
Maybe but if you not too many people applied.
Probably a mistranslation.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Continue.
Okay. But again, all this happens because Sakata, being the best person on this godforsaken earth, is like, how do I get my sister to go to school? Guidance counselor help. Here's some things you can look at.
Yep.
Fucking, I don't remember what her name is.
Doka's
friend, the girl that she's in an idol group with. I don't remember what her name is. If I was smart, I'd already have this pulled up, but I'm just like, we're here to talk about this movie, but not really. We're here to talk about the other movie.
Yes, Blonde Uzuki.
Yes, she's in the promo for the online school, and he's like, I know her. She doesn't wear panties, and the guidance counselor's like, what? Don't worry about that.
I didn't say that.
So because Sakata knows the person that knows the person, she was able to look at the school, or look at the online stuff, and go, maybe this is what I need. And then they pick her up after the concert. I still don't like Sweet Bullet's music, which I guess I just don't like idol music, except for Hell Alive, but that's not for here or there. And they just talk about that Uzuki's mom was a single mom. No, she had her daughter very young, so this 17. Was the only thing. Jesus fucking Christ! In Japan, it's fucking crazy. That's crazy. No, it's not. Oshinoko.
Yeah.
It's exceedingly rare that they have children to begin with, so fair. Yeah. But she goes, my mom did all this for me and found this for me, and it worked. I'm not saying it's going to work for you, but it's something you can try.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, wait, how old is this child? Is this child even done with school? That never got answered for me. I have no idea if she's still in high school or not. And I'm just like, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter.
No, so I want to say she's around the same age as Nodoka. So I would probably say
that's concerning.
A freshman, like a first year.
That is so concerning. Just based off how she spoke and her mannerisms, I'm like, this is a child. This is like a literal child.
It's 16 years old. Yeah.
No, she's acting like she's 7, just like my sister. In Christ, do better.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
That's kind of all I got. There's other stuff that happened in the movie, but it's not important.
No,
it's not.
Everything that's important in this movie. It's basically a giant character growth movie for Kaede. If you get a chance to watch it, definitely need to watch it, because if is speculated about the next season 2 makes no sense. Don't look too deep into that one. In season 2 that is coming out soon, you have to know what's going on in this, or you're going to be kind of left out.
When we get back from the break, I have to tell you something, because they don't explain it in the movie. Because the movie ends on the halfway through the epilogue. That's right. Which is annoying.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, the end of the movie is that Kaede makes the decision to go to the online school, and that is the movie.
Which is only made possible because Mai gave her old laptop.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct.
Because they don't have a computer at their house because technology bad.
Especially for Sakata.
Yeah.
But that is all we have for the second movie of Sister Venturing Out. We are going to take a short break, and then we are going to come back and start talking about Knapsack Kid.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Lance here, trying to promote our new podcast, D&D Noobs, that we have started, and we would really appreciate it if you guys would go and give us a listen anywhere you find podcasts, where Matt and a couple other friends of ours join in on my shenanigans and we play through a post-apocalyptic world where we fight some bad priests and try to save the world. So I hope we can see you guys there. Again, that's DND Noobs. That's NOOBZ. And now we'll get back to our program.
We are now back from our break, and I'm very much looking forward to our conversation about Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid. And Cameron, I'm going to let you come up with a synopsis because you told me you had a very good one.
Yeah, it is 90 minutes of Sakata getting his problems fixed.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Yes, absolutely. Don't do the Google AI of the synopsis because it is 100% wrong. 100%.
Just listen, they're trying their best.
They tried something, and it was not that an F.
True, yeah. Also, Google AI might tell you can watch these movies on the streaming services, right? As of right now, that's not true. You have to buy them.
Correct.
So,
yeah. Crunchyroll, Hulu, they are not there. Do not go searching for them there. You will not find them.
Just disappointment.
Pure disappointment. You can't even watch the first season on there.
No, you can watch the first season on Crunchyroll. That's how I rewatched it. The movies aren't there, which pisses me off. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yes, that can be after we talk about the third movie.
Yes.
Conversation.
All right, we're gonna start.
Do we want to just traumatize you and talk about our feelings about it?
Not yet. You got to lead them into it. Oh, right. There was also no point in saying who their favorite character in the last movie was because they introduced one new character, two new characters technically, but we already knew Kaide had a friend from before. We just get to see her now.
Yep, and we saw her for about 30 seconds, and then
oh my god,
Uzumi. I want to say
No, well, we know Uzumi though. We know she's in Sweet Bullet. We just get to see her personality, and you're like, oh man, you're just a dumb kid.
Yeah. That's Uzuki. Sorry,
Uzuki.
Yes. That's pretty much it. And then the mom. That's her mother. That's all we met.
Her mom's the best character in that movie. There it is. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. She tried very hard, and she cares about her daughter. Perfect. Yep. That's all we need.
All right. We're ready to move on. Yep.
Yes. As far as this one, I guess we can go into favorite characters about this one. Mine will always be Sakata. He is the epitome of every 17-year-old boy that is not an asshole. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah. I guess for me, it's their mom.
Okay. Yeah. I will. You can elaborate later. I'll let you do that. I'll be nice.
Okay. There's no one here to steal my answer this time.
No. You do not have to worry about that one. Sakata will always be my favorite in this series because everything he says is fantastic, and he's actually the main character in this one.
Yes.
For once, everything revolves around him. He, as you said, fixes himself and fixes all of his problems. And the problem that he had to deal with, I will be honest, I don't think I could have done it.
No, this is okay. So to preface this, when Lance originally was going to join us, he was going to have my webcam on, and I'm so glad he doesn't. I'm going to break down in like 5 minutes. Yes, I also couldn't have done it at least in the time frame Sakata did.
Yes.
So,
but let's kind of pull back just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry for jumping around a bunch.
No, it's fine.
Basically, what happens? So Sakata has a dream, and he sees Mai as a child. Very weird. We definitely need to go into that one because I'm confused. And then he wakes up with another puberty syndrome item on himself. He has a scar across his stomach.
Yeah, where the umbilical cord is supposed to go, which, man, the foreshadowing in this series is so fucking good.
Yes, absolutely. For anybody that doesn't pick it up, you will. We will explain it in a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
Cameron's going to finish his bottle of wine. And,
yes, probably, yeah.
And then after that, they get a call from their father basically saying, hey, mom is better. She wants to meet Kaede. Or not meet Kaede, but she wants to
see Kaede.
See Kaede. And basically, now that Kaede has been able to move on from her puberty syndrome, after a little bit of time, she agrees. And after that happens, they go on their meeting, and Sakata just kind of sits in the background.
Wait, no. Wait, okay, yes. I have a note. I made a specific fucking note about this.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, they get there. Sakata's being not awkward, but hasn't seen his mom in 2 years, just kind of like standing around, just smiling, being happy. That's normal. It's fine.
He's being excited for his sister.
Yes. His dad's like, honey, Kaede and Sakata are here. No response. I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird, whatever.
Yep.
They're having dinner. They say, Kaede is talking to Sakata. It's like, should we spend the night? And he's like, well, I don't know. I have school tomorrow. And their mom she specifically says them. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. They just aren't talking because they're awkward. That's fine.
Yep, makes all the sense in the world.
And then he goes to sleep. That's when everything bad happens in this series, when people go to sleep.
Yep. One thing that I did forget to mention. So, Mai is spending a bunch of time studying because she is getting ready to go to school. She graduates at the end of the year. She is going into this very prestigious school. College. Excuse me.
It's not prestigious. It's it's their version of community college. It's not prestigious.
Okay, I
because Sakata couldn't afford to get into an actual university. And he's like, well, how are we going to do this? She's like, I'll just go to the Yokohama? Yeah, they go Yokohama.
Yokohama. I guess I misunderstood because remember, Mai is essentially a genius. She's insanely smart. She could get into probably whatever college she wanted to and afford it, which is the issue that Sakata is having, besides the fact that he's terrible at school.
He's not terrible. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to say it. Yeah, he doesn't care, so its grades aren't good, but he has to actually put an effort to even get into community college, so that probably says a lot of things. But
Fair.
he is spending a lot of his time prepping for his end-of-year exams so that he can follow Mai when she goes off to college.
Yes.
And that is why he is cracking down and spending a bunch of time at school, needing to come back to school, because if this was, last year, Sakata, he would have been like, nope, all right, I'll stay here. I don't mind. I'll skip school.
It's time for him to start getting his shit together.
Yep.
Well, as a student, start to get his shit together. As a person, he's kind of already there.
Yeah,
which is the problem.
Yeah.
We'll get there later. We'll talk about it later. I promise.
Yes, absolutely. So Sakata goes back to the apartment where him and Kaede live. Kaede stays with the mom and dad, and bad things happen.
Only when you go to sleep.
Only when you go to sleep, because everybody forgets Sakata. Everybody.
Yes.
He goes to school, and this is the crazy part, is he's actually wants to know how he does on his exam, and the teacher doesn't have his exam. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh no, not Sakata.
Listen, he this is important for his character growth. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It 100% is. Mai is not around at this moment because she is off shooting for a show, I think.
Sure. She's not here.
Yeah, she's not around. That's all that matters.
She's at work.
Yes. She's going to come back 2 days from the time in which he realizes that he is basically vanished from everybody's memory.
Yes. Oh, wait. Forgot one thing, because it is kind of important. While he is studying, Mai helps him, and she shows him a marriage license registry. I don't know what to call. I don't know.
I think they call it a marriage
certificate. Something like that.
Registration. Basically, it's her. It was when they as in Mai and Sakata went to the to pretend that they were getting married. They went through the process, got the paperwork.
No. The people from her daytime talk show she was on gave it to her as a joke.
Oh, yes.
But it's a real piece of paper. They can really sign it and get married, which they don't talk about.
it's a real certificate of marriage, and they fill it out, and Mai fills it out as Asagawa.
Asusagawa.
Yeah, that one. I apparently can't read.
Listen, his last name is stupid and hard.
It is. For myself that does not read well, she fills it out with his last name, which obviously is very important.
And he's like, hold on to it. It'd be a good luck. She says it's a good luck charm, tries to give it to him. And he's like, no, I'd rather if you had, knowing you have it will make me feel better. And I'm like, weird, but okay.
That does sound like it. It checks out with Sakata.
It does, but like on a first time watch. Okay. So because the gap between seeing this movie and the last movie for me was like 5 years, we'll say that. It felt weird, but like canonically, this makes sense. This checks out. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just like, all right, that's kind of weird, but it's Sakata, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, that is a very important detail. Thank you for bringing that back up, because that happens towards the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And basically, Sakata just kind of goes on through his day. He kind of acts like he keeps going to school, acting like nothing happens. He does go back to his parents' apartment and realizes that he doesn't exist according to his mom.
Yes.
And that is the super fucked up thing.
Yeah, but it's okay. So for the uninitiated, which I feel like is a lot of people, because this shit series is still rather niche.
Yes.
So Sakata's been doing the last 2 years, just him, Kaide, sometimes seeing his dad. That's it.
Yep. He has had to sustain and survive and do everything that an adult should have to do.
Which most adults struggle to do, mind you.
Correct, especially with a child who does have issues. Kaide can't leave the house. She is not an easy child to try and raise.
Yeah.
And their mom is not in a mental space to be able to really even deal with everything that Sakata and Kaede are dealing with, which we do not blame the mom. No. It's she's going through her troubles. The dad is there for her, and that's perfectly understandable. Sakata is old enough to provide for his sister. It's just a shitty thing that he has to deal with.
Yes. So from there, he kind of has a breakdown, not gonna lie. They animated it much better than his breakdown when Kaide came back. I will never forget those hands swinging like that. It lives in my fucking nightmares.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the Knapsack Kid, who looks like Mai. I want to believe the only reason Knapsack Kid looks like Mai is because I believe Knapsack Kid comes to people in whatever form they'd be not necessarily comfortable in, but like, oh, I know who this is. Why it's not adult Mai? I don't fucking know. I'm assuming because the first time we saw Mai, she was a kid because they watched her as a kid growing up. That's what I want to headcanon. She's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a fair thought process. It's kind of just a help guide you along, not because she is not supposed to keep him where he's at. She's supposed to help guide him forward. And if it was the now Mai, he would want to stay where he is.
Yes. Yeah. That check. We're gonna go with what you said. Yeah, that checks out.
And the child version of Mai brings him basically through all of these stages, which is the puberty syndrome prior and then the puberty syndrome after, because Sakata goes through all these events and then Mai comes back early.
Whoa. You're skipping all the stuff.
Sorry.
Skipping all the stuff.
All right. I'll let you explain it.
So Knapsack Kid takes him she swaps him with another Sakata, so he goes to another timeline, which, fucking all this timeline bullshit.
Only timeline number 5. Oh, yes, very important timeline. This is the timeline in which I would not have been able to move
I'm not coming back. Yeah, no, I'm not coming back. So essentially, okay, Kaede does not have her puberty syndrome moment. They allude to something in a broadcast room. If you've seen Your Name, just think of like not the final scene, the scene where Taki in the girl's body is telling everyone to leave town. That's what I chalked it up to. That's my headcanon, because they don't explain it, and like, we need to talk about that, and we never do. So there's that.
Yeah,
because Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, he gets his utopia life. Kaede never gets bullied. He has a cell phone.
Which is weird.
It's very weird. Mai is still his girlfriend. He lives with his parents. He still gets into the high school that he's at right now.
Which, that doesn't make sense. The only reason he went to Minigahara is to chase Shoko-san. But if Shoko-san's not here, why did he go to that school? That's where like things kind of like disconnected for me. Like, I'm happy we're here, but how did we get here?
Because it was the means to the ends. He got everything he wanted.
I guess, but you gotta explain that shit.
Yeah, they kind of skip through that. Koga doesn't go through her puberty. Nobody has their puberty syndrome is essentially what happens.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of there chilling, except Ryu, who gives us a little more insight about her parents. And I'm like, if I could just hug you and tell you it's okay, you're gonna be fine, I would. I still think she has one of the most fucked up puberty syndromes out of everyone.
Correct, absolutely. Yeah, because
did we talk about that in the first episode?
Futaba's puberty syndrome, which was...
I know we talked about it, but like, did we talk about her parents?
The fact that her parents suck, maybe some, but I don't think we talked about it much.
Can I interject a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
So, the only reason Futaba exists at all is because her dad would have gotten more money if he was married with a child. So, he got married to Futaba's mom. Those two had sex, had Futaba, he got a better job at the hospital. Her parents do not give a flying fuck about her. They're like, you're an adult, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, what? Yep, she even says her mom did not want the responsibility of being Ryu Futaba's mom. She wanted to be whatever the fuck her name is. She designs clothes or some shit. And I'm like, that is super fucked up. Your parents are just keeping you around to make more money.
Correct.
I'm like, damn, that explains why you were so disjointed from literally everyone except Sakata and Konimi.
Because
holy shit.
Nice
Yes, no, I'm thinking of a different show, yes. Showed her basic human decency, and she's like, friendship. And I'm like, ma'am, I mean, yeah, but, ma'am.
No, yeah, these people are okay, but no, yeah, you feel bad for Futaba. Basically, she's just like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm fine. And you're like,
You're not, but you can say it.
We're gonna gloss over this because this is about Sakata.
Yes. I feel like I need to mention that because the show doesn't.
Correct. That's fair.
But
that's completely fair.
Save runtime, which disagree a little bit. So some things in this movie I don't agree with them showing, like him hanging out in the library until the lights turn off. I'm like, bro, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Nobody like he probably did that, but he could have done that at home.
Yeah,
I mean there was a reason why he did that, but basically he got everything he wanted.
Yep,
everything.
He's got an okay-ish relationship with his mom. We think he takes time to call her, which I'm like, okay, he would have never done that in his old timeline. So okay. Yep. Kaide's okay. She's got a friend. Konimi and Ryu are there. He's still dating Mai. Koga seems to be doing okay with her friend.
Notika's doing fine.
Notika's doing. She shows up for 5 seconds and then leaves. I'm like, it's Notika. Yep. It's fine.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It is the timeline of this is everything you have ever wanted, but you know it's not real.
Yes. Oh, this is. So we don't get to see the other Sakata, but it is implied that this Sakata does not have the same dead eyes ours does, that he's happy.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that's a scary concept, but I want to see what a happy Sakata looks like.
So not traumatized. Got it. Yes.
Yes. He's not tired.
Correct. I like how he throws away the letter that was supposed to go to Mai.
It's like, fuck you, this is my Mai.
Yeah, he's like, no, I don't say this bullshit. And
proceeds to write the exact same thing, just slightly better handwriting.
Correct.
And so yes, he does go back to his timeline after Knapsack Kid's like, why don't you look happy? You have everything you want. And he's like, homie, this ain't it. I know what I gotta do, but this ain't it. She's like, okay, all right, I'll send you back, I guess.
Yep. And I do like the fact that he gets an opportunity to see Mai in this timeline, and he's like, I know if I were to go see her, I would never leave. And it's true. Fair. That's completely fair.
Yes, he knows himself well enough, which most people do not.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he does end up going back to his timeline, which he
is still invisible.
Yes.
Still invisible.
Still invisible. This is the scene in which he is at the school library studying until
Yes.
they turn off the lights. And then because of the letter.
It's the she had a bad feeling because and fucking women's intuition.
Yes, sorry. I missed some of the context things.
No, you're fine. And then she looks at the marriage certificate and she's like, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend who apparently no one has seemed to remember, so I should probably go check on him. And that's why she just shows up and he's like, you can see me? She's like, yes, I can see you.
Yeah.
What fucked me up though was when they hug, she's like, let's start a family. I'm like, you're still in high school, chill. Yes, Japan needs to raise their birth rate up from 2, but chill. Whoa, chill.
Well, I mean, they are married, so it's
not married yet.
No, that's step 2, right? You get married and then have kids. So
I can't relate.
She believes they're in step 2 already. Apparently,
so
not actually.
No, that's fair. I had because my notes are not in order at all.
That's fair.
So for me, on this first rewatch, this is the point where I'm like, okay, I understand Mai a lot better now because she's an actress. Show don't tell. I'm like, this is why she's such a tsundere bitch because she's an actress. And I'm like, oh, you know what? This might be me reading way too into it, but this makes sense.
She plays the character that Sakuta wants her to be in a loving manner.
True, but instead of just like saying "I love you" every time she says it, she does something to show it, and I'm like, okay,
yep,
I'm willing to accept this because my brain says this makes sense.
It does make sense. You don't always have to. Sometimes, especially to Sakuta, the words aren't as important as the actions.
Okay, but for me as an audience member, I'm just like, just tell him, just say it back. It's not hard. It's 3 words, 4 words.
He's
4 words.
Obviously pining. Yes. He's very much pining for her to actually say it, but he does get off on her teasing him. So
true.
Okay, you ready to get into the emotional turmoil that is the end of?
Oh no, we got one more part.
One more part. Okay.
They go back to Sakuta's apartment.
Yep.
He explains to her what the situation is, and then he breaks down in front of her, and then he's crying, I'm crying. My roommates are like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "CJ, get the fuck out of here. I'll show you later because this is a spoiler for you."
Don't worry about it. This is emotional. Okay.
This whole scene just fills me with such catharsis. If you don't know what that means, I'm sorry. Big words are hard, I know. Basically, it means release of pent up emotions because he's finally venting all the shit he's had to do for the last 2 years.
Yep. And
most people would be like, "Oh, that sucks. That's life." No, Japanese kids get to enjoy their lives in high school. As while so many fucking anime are set in high school, it's because it's the last point they get to be themselves and be happy before they join the fucking corporate work life and a bunch of other bullshit that we don't really deal with because we do that in college. So America is weird. America is weird. So it's just so nice seeing him break down, be vulnerable in front of the woman who loves him but doesn't show it, but shows it. And just, it's so nice because we don't really see him going through all this shit through the 2 years. We just see it in like a 6-month span through 13 episodes. He's been dealing with this shit before we see him, and you don't think about it because this is normal. His normal is what we see, so it's our normal. It's so I have a hard time truly articulating how nice it is to see him go. I got that off my chest, and I'm like, yes, you did, and I'm proud of you for it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Yes, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now.
No, it's 100% true because he finally is essentially free and he gets to live the life that he was essentially robbed for the past 2 years.
Yes.
And he gets to do it with a person who has been through everything with him and doesn't care in the manner that she's going to look bad at him about his past. She's a real friend. She's a real emotional support person. She's an actual girlfriend and wants to spend her life with him. And really up to that point, he hasn't had a companion. He's just had people relying on him.
Yes.
So it's hard. It's a very difficult thing to have to go through. And,
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, when you find somebody that can be there for you no matter what, it's a sense of relief that in this case he's never had.
Yes. Also, want to point this out. They've been dating for like between 6 and 8 months. Like, it hasn't been a full year yet. So that's like unheard of. I'm not breaking down in front of nobody in 8 months. Not yet. You haven't earned it yet. Maybe.
Well, you're also not 17, so it's
true. I'm 30. Well, I'm gonna be 30, but I just say 30 because it's easier.
A little more emotional baggage than the 17-year-old did.
Not really. Not really. He's got way more than I do.
That's fair. But
yeah,
it's hard. This one's hard.
He's been through more trauma than I have. I can say that.
That's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing.
Yes. So now here's where the real emotions show up. Literally at the end of the movie.
Yes.
So after all of that, they go to sleep. They wake up together. They're being all cutesy. She goes back to work, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go see my mom." How the fuck do I go see my mom? I have no idea where she's at. Goes to the apartment. They're not there. He checks the calendar. It says outpatient meeting or outpatient visit. It's like, okay,
just doctor appointment.
Oh, okay. Okay, man, that $40 is doing its due diligence. Because it does say outpatient something. I don't remember what the other word is. He goes to the hospital and he's like, how the fuck do I find my mom? And then Kaide just walks out of the room and he's just like, oh, thank God for little sisters. And I'm like, don't say it like that. Now, here's my biggest fucking nitpick. He goes to see his mom. Mom obviously can't see him. She's talking about how much she loves Kaide, how she's going to be a real mom, And he's looking at her. He's about to cry. In the movie, he's like, I'll come back every day as long as it takes.
Yep.
Cool. Good line. The book. I'm not pulling out the book to pull the exact words out. Basically, what the book boils down to is he says he doesn't care if it takes 10 days, 100 days, or 1,000 days. He'll come back every day to see his mom. That is so much more tangible than just I'll be back every day. I don't know why that just resonates with me more, because like 1,000 is fucking what, 2.5 years. Like that essentially it's the amount of time it took between
3 years. That's
3 years.
Yeah, that's 3 years.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's 3 years of him going, yes, I'll come back to see her every day. And I don't know why that's more. It hits harder hearing him say, I'll do this 1,000 days straight if it means I get my mom back, other than just I'll be back every day. Like, I don't know what about that. Just like, I think it's how the voice actor narrated it. It feels heavier.
That's fair. I also think that hearing a number puts a more distinct emotional impact to it. That's not what I'm trying to say, but that is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Like, it feels more tangible. Like, you know what 1,000 is. It's a long fucking time. Just saying the other wording's too vague. Forever.
Yeah. It's like, it sounds like something you would say to just kind of throw words out there. It's like, I'll do this forever. It's like, will you? Will you though? And it's like, yeah, I'm going to come back for 10 days, 100 days, or 1,000 days. And you're like, I mean, yeah, that's something you could do if you had to. Granted,
yeah,
doesn't have a choice, or wouldn't have had a choice.
Really doesn't. So he says that, turns around, reaches for the door, and his mom calls his name. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
I can feel it. Now, to preface, this book got me in trouble at work. Because I was listening to it, I think like a month ago. He's cool. I'm cool. We're both cool. We're both going to tear up, but it's cool. And he's like, yeah, the burning in my eyes started. And I'm just like, oh shit, nope, I'm just going to cry. Fuck it. I'm gonna just let it out. Who cares? He's not crying yet. He goes to see his mom. And then she starts crying, and then he starts crying, and now I'm crying again, and then Kaide walks in like, what the fuck's going on here? And then she starts crying, and then I'm crying again, and I'm just like, why does this hurt so much? And it's because he got what he wanted after 2.5 fucking years. He got his life back. Well, he didn't get his life back, but his parents came back. Mind you, his dad is still probably talking to a doctor. That his dad has no idea he came back. He was gone, none of this shit. Which I do think the dad would have added to the moment, but I digress.
Yeah, it would have. I think if Kaede and his dad would have walked in after the fact, it would have been like the visual representation of the family coming back together.
That is very nice. Seeing them, the three of them just crying, though, hurt me more. So I'm glad they went with that.
That's fair. That's completely fair. It was very emotionally jarring watching it.
Oh yeah, you got the Japanese version. You got the good voice acting.
Yes, it was exceedingly well done. I definitely got in my feels. I didn't start crying.
I did. I cried in theater. I saw this in public. I was crying with other people, and I'm just like, my friend who's known me for like 6 years finally got to see me cry, and they're like, I didn't know you could do that. And I'm like, yeah. Because I had to explain to them why I had my breakdown in theaters, because I haven't talked about. Okay. When Matt asked me about this, I agreed because it's Bunny Girl Senpai. But I hadn't spoken to my dad in 6 years in between him saying, "Do you want to do this episode?" and me graduating. Oh my God, I graduated college 6 years ago. I'm getting old. So I reached out to my dad, and we're trying to make it work. So that's why this movie just kind of hits me way harder than I think it. Well, you were also working out, so I think you you were getting dopamine, and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore.
It's the epitome of what this movie is about, and it's getting your family back together. So yeah, no, I completely understand, and it is a very realistic emotions. This could, I mean, like you just said, this could happen in real life. Obviously, it's different situations, but it's getting your family back after a long period of time is very emotional.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I actually do see my dad again. We're figuring it out.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everything works out.
Me too. Because he has not changed as a person, and that's not great. But we'll get there. So, moral of the story: call your parents if you do not have a good relationship with your parents. Look it, don't call them. If you want to try to make amends to be the bigger person, go for it. Me personally, as the kid, I don't think you should have to do that. But I wanted my mom to stop bothering me, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it. If it means you'll stop nagging me about it.
Yeah. As you get older, even as the kid, sometimes you just have to be the adult in the room, and maturing sucks because sometimes you just want to not have to be the mature one.
Yes. I think there needs to it needs to be a case study is a bit much, but I am personally very interested in how like Japanese kids interact with their parents, because he talks to the guidance counselor and he's like, "Hey, we're going to go see my mom, And she's like, "Well, tell me about your mom." And he's like, "She was a homemaker. She did mom stuff." And I'm like, can't name anything discerning about his mom. And she even said, "Isn't it funny how we don't know much about her parents?" And I'm like, oh, so you have something similar, or else you wouldn't have said that. So I am very curious to see how family works over there, because family is such a vague. It's not a vague concept. It's just we're as Americans, unless you have, I don't know if you have an international audience. We kind of do, but that's neither here nor there. We have you got mom, dad, 1, 2 kids. If you're well off, 3 kids. You're all close knit. One of them's kind of weird and awkward. One of them's the middle child who doesn't exist. And then there's the baby. That's mostly how most 3 family setups go, where there's the older one, the younger, and the older one is basically a third parent. I have no idea what the fuck if Japan's like that or not, and I'm very curious to see if it is after watching this movie, because he couldn't name shit about his mom. He couldn't name shit about his dad, other than he has a job. And I'm like, do we even know what Sagat's dad does? I don't think we do.
No, we
which
don't.
It's not important, but it just shows he doesn't fucking know anything about his parents. That's weird.
We know the fact that his dad has a job in which they can have 2 places to live.
True.
Him go to a good high school, and his mom is in a hospital
24/7 until outpatient happens. Granted, Sagata does have his part-time job at Benny's, which haha, copyright.
Yeah.
But that's still that's a high school or part-time salary. It's not a lot.
And he's been saving that money to go to college.
Yes. So yeah, this movie hurt me a lot.
That's
didn't hurt me as much on this rewatch.
Understandable. Usually how that works though. And
No, because Dreaming Girl hurt more when I saw that fucking white car hit that corner, and I'm like, I know what that means. It's called So mildly disagree.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that one. This one was very good. It was so well done. I'm very happy for Sakata. We also have to talk about the ending of that episode of the.
The movie. Yes,
it's a movie.
It does feel like a long episode, but no, it's a little too high quality. Except for the 3D. The 3D is still bad, but 3D is hard, so we give them a pass.
Yeah, I'll give him a complete pass on that one. The ending,
yes,
is very weird because we run into Shoko, and she's like,
small Shoko.
Yes, child Shoko. And he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in forever." And she's like, "I'm moving to Tokyo."
Okinawa, because
Okinawa, yes.
Disease is just like, it's cold. I'm going to antagonize you. So her parents are like, we're going to move somewhere warm.
Yep. And there was a song that had been played a few times. And basically she's like, "Hey, this song didn't exist in the future." And he's like, "Oh no." And then the movie's over. And I'm like, "What? No, you cannot do this to me."
Mm-hmm. No, they did. Okay, so I can tell you why the movie ends right there, not where the book ends.
Okay,
is because so they show that they do the final credits with the lower third to the bottom, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Oh, Bunny Girl will return for season 2, the college arc," and I'm like, "Okay, so I bought this movie." Yep. That little promo for season 2 isn't in the special features for the movie, so you only got to see it if you saw it in theaters. And I'm like, there's probably some nerd who just bought it thinking nothing of it and has no idea we're getting to season 2, but saw the movie. So I'm like, why didn't y'all put this here? Like that that ending only exists to go, hey, season 2's coming out. I'm like, why wouldn't you put that on like the bonus features?
Something.
In anything, because they got the artist that should I try to butcher his name? Let me see here.
I mean, you can try. You will do a better job than I will.
Keiji Mizoguchi. He does the art for the light novel, but not the manga. Not the manga because they look different. They pull this man out of not retirement, off his other project to go, hey, we need you to make art for the college arc, and then we're going to animate it. And he's like, okay, check please, because they use that art style specifically to show off Mai. Their name's not Mai. Thinking of something else. Mai in it's not a college uniform. It's white flowy bullshit, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And it's stuff that's gonna happen later, and I'm like, stop doing that. Just show me the next immediate thing. No more foreshadowing. I'm tired.
Nope.
Because this movie has foreshadowing for season 2, and I'm just like, stop doing that.
Yeah, that stuff goes over my head, which is nice and terrible at the same time.
It's supposed to. On that first watch, you have no idea what's going to be relevant for next season. All I am willing to say is my switch in places with Nautica is important, and when Sagata takes before Sagata fucking pushes himself in front of the car, there's Christmassy bullshit. That's foreshadowing for season 2, and I'm just like, that is so, I don't even know if it's big brained or not. That's just, it doesn't feel like foreshadowing, because it's like, oh, it's Christmas time, of course it'd be Christmas decorations. And I'm like, no, it's Charlie pointing at the dry ice board, like, no, you don't understand, it's conspiracy. I hate it a lot, because now I'm trying to think, what else could they show to show off season 2, and I'm like, I everything can't be a foreshadowing bullshit. I'm like, I should just read the book. I should just read the book and it'll tell me, but I can't bring myself to do it because I don't want to get hurt again.
That's fine. I guess that just means I need to wait for season 2 to come out and then rewatch everything after I watch season 2. So hopefully my oblivious ass will get that foreshadowing. Probably not. I'm not holding my breath, but one can hope.
Maybe, because
I have to get
because Lance normally asks, what do you think is going to happen in the future? For once, I don't know, man. I know a handful of random spoilers, but I don't know how they connect, so I don't fucking know.
We kind of know one thing because of, the title of season 2.
Well, yeah, they're going to college, but
yeah, they is the keyword they.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that is also technically, yeah.
Because for anybody that doesn't remember, Sakata is going into his 3rd year. He is 1 year behind Mai. So he is going into his 3rd year of high school. And apparently we're going to have a time skip.
Yep. We don't get to see it at all, and it's extremely annoying.
Yeah, well, we just replayed the same 6 to 8 months like 5 times, so it's okay.
I'm only willing to forgive it because, so a few months ago, during the spring, yes, I can say that because it should be summer when this comes out. They showed they showed promotional artwork of the characters after the time skip. Yep. I'm not going to say what certain characters are wearing because I'm like, how the fuck did we get to where we got? But Futaba looks older, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And they're like, it doesn't say professor, even though it wants to say professor. It just can't because she doesn't have her PhD to be a professor. But she's teaching kids as a college first year, and I'm like, what? What is happening? And then there's a certain other character who has on a familiar uniform, and I can't say because spoiler, and I don't want to ruin it. And I'm like, this sucks. Even though you can find these images publicly, I don't want to say it. I feel bad for spoiling it, so I gotta shut the fuck up because they don't foreshadow it. Angry.
What? No. Do you know what season 2 is going to be called by chance? Is it Santa Claus?
Yeah, it should be Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus, which is stupid for the college arc, but I digress.
And well, maybe they just wanted to put, I'm assuming, Mai in a Santa's helper outfit, I guess.
It's I'm not going to spoil it for you. I could do it. It's so easy.
I'm looking at the icon right now.
Yep, that's totally Mai. Yep. Sure.
Oh yeah. No, that's not Mai. That's what's her face.
You don't know who that is.
Oh, it's not Shoko?
No.
Oh.
You will
it looks like Mai and Shoko. So,
cool. You'll see who that is later, probably towards the end of the season, actually. Well, not. I know who it is. I can't say because, one, I don't fully understand the full context, and B, it's a spoiler, and I'm not going to spoil something that's not out yet. So
I appreciate it. That is perfectly fine.
Just angry.
All I'm going to say, Sakata is in college. After that, we know nothing. We know nothing.
Also, I feel so bad that your audience has to, put up with me being angry. Because, the wine is starting to hit, and I'm just like, why can't we be more straightforward? But it wouldn't be as fun if it was straightforward, so.
We're being real. That we are having real emotions when it comes to this. We care about this stuff, and that is why we are acting the way we do. Because, honestly, this series is so fantastic. I very much appreciate you getting me/us into this because I probably would have never watched this show. Yeah,
no, you are welcome. It is very hard to recommend this show based off the name. And then I tell people, hey, you're going to see the bunny girl outfit maybe 4 times in the first 2 episodes and then never again. They're like, then why is it called that? And I'm like, because that's what the first book is called. The author literally did not know what he was going to name the next book because he was like, I'm not calling it volume 2. That's stupid because she's not in the bunny girl suit anymore. And I'm like, so yeah, what the fuck's he going to call it? And that's why each book has a different subtitle because Rascal Does Not Dream of is the main title. And then whatever comes out after is the subtitle. So,
yeah,
which is, man, having to say the full Japanese name for each book made me want to not breathe anymore. I've done it once and I'm just like, this is fucking Japanese is hard and stupid.
I completely agree. As somebody who's not a huge reader of novels, you had recommended, was it Makami?
Monogatari. Holy fucking shit. That all they do is talk. Yeah, there's action, but all they do is talk.
No, not Monogatari. I'm talking about the too many losing too many heroines.
Makuin. Yes.
They talk about the main title and subtitle. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that to me like I'm 5.
Yes.
Because I understood that was 2 different things, but nobody explained the purpose of it. So I'm like, oh, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate this because I am not a novel reader.
No, that's fair. If we do an episode about it, man, Man, I need Lance to be here. There's no exceptions. I need to hear his reactions because like you said, it is a wholesome show. Do not look under the surface.
Correct. There are, it is one of those shows where you're like, oh, that's where that image came from. Got it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those. And if 100% goes there.
It does it. But it alludes to it. So I'm like, we know. And you're like, yes, we know, but we can't talk about it, or we have to raise we have to raise the rating, and then we'll get less viewers. And I'm like, no, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you.
100%. Back to Rascal.
Yes.
As far as the movie is concerned, it's another one of those. It's very straightforward as far as the progression is concerned. There's nothing too crazy. It is just very, very, very emotional, and I'm very happy that Sakata finally gets what he deserves.
Yes, after 13 episodes and 3 movies.
Correct. And then
Fucking
apparently
9 books.
I really hope we get the movies on Crunchyroll so everybody gets to see this, because if we have to go into season 2 and nobody knows what happens in the middle, you're going to go from Kaede being the essentially child to now being a young adult, and you're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? And then you're going to get Sakata being like, hey, I can live and be happy, and you're going to be like, what?
You're going to see his parents and go, what the fuck's going on? What happened?
Yep. I thought you hated your parents. Your parents were never around. No, they're good. We're good. We're all good. Everything's A-okay. And you're going to be like, but why? Why? This does not work. And I mean,
no, it does not work. So for my gamers out there who, if you still don't understand, I know I'm personally confused. It's like going from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. And you're just like, what in the ungodly fuck did I miss? And it's like that.
Yeah. I completely agree with that one, because I did that and I was like, wait, what did I miss? Like,
no, you sweet summer child.
But I did play the other. I did 2.5. That's
not enough.
No, I didn't do all of it. I got enough of it where I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to play the story at this point and just miss out on a bunch of information, because I am not going to get the 8 platforms that was required to be able to know the storyline of what happened.
No, that's where you just go watch a YouTube video.
I'm too lazy for that.
Oh, there's like an hour-long video that explains it's fucking what is first game in timeline that explains Union Crossed in Kingdom Hearts 3 in like an hour. And I'm like, sir, how did you fit all this information in an hour?
That might be something we have to do as far as season 2 is concerned.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're doing it right now. We're explaining everything that happened right now.
Fair.
And if you don't get to watch the movies before season 2 comes out, like the relationship between Sakata and Mai isn't going to make any sense, because they go from being kind of close to being essentially married. She's not a
tsundere bitch anymore. She's regular tsundere sometimes. She's nice to him.
She still teases him, but she genuinely loves him at this point. And you're like, what? How did we
happened
get here? There's going to be a lot of things that don't make sense, because again, we're going to see Shoko. I'm assuming we're going to see older Shoko or younger Shoko. It really doesn't matter. We're going to see her and they're going to be like, wait, I thought she didn't exist. No, she exists. She's a real person. And you're like, oh, okay. Help. That's what you're going to be asking for, is you're going to be asking for help.
Yeah.
Because none of it's going to make any sense.
Also, the wiki will not help you as much as you think it will. The wiki is genuinely kind of bad.
The wiki, as far as like, if you look up each of the movies, it'll explain the movie, but talking through the movie and watching the movie are not the same.
Yes.
I feel like we're doing a pretty decent job of what happened in the movie. You're gonna have to watch the movie to get the nuances of everything that happened between the characters. And that's going to be what it is. You're not going to be able to understand season 2 without seeing the movies.
All this to say, they just make a recap episode of the movies before season 2 and go, oh, it's literally Jobless season 2 episode 0. It's like, all right, here you go. And like, okay, well, it's fair.
But you would need like 6 episodes. You could skip a lot of information. You would still need a couple episodes per, one episode per movie.
Just, hey, Kaede got over her puberty syndrome, kinda, And then she meets her mom because her mom feels better. Now she's actually like genuinely over her puberty syndrome. Also, Sakita had a breakdown in front of Mai. Now they love each other, but for real this time.
Well, you also have to talk about Shoko.
Nah, we gonna leave that bit out because man, that is such that's not like future knowledge because the girl they're referencing is on the cover. That's who that is, but it's not who that is. And
Okay.
that is so hard to say succinctly because I know who it is. I can't say who it is because even that person in and of herself in both of her states is not her. It's somebody else. And I'm just like, get out of my face. I ain't never just like throwing my phone across the room so quickly when I read because I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Listen, authors sometimes have too much power.
Fair. That's completely fair. How can they fuck with you is a
The name of the game. Yeah.
That this one especially because man, that if you're not paying close enough attention, you're going to miss out on some huge bits of information.
Yeah. Matt, I'm tired.
That's fine. We can wrap this up soon.
Oh no! I've got one more thing for you. Since Lance isn't here, I want to do it. Lance, get the music ready since you're editing this. We're gonna do just a quick 1-question Pokemon quiz.
Oh man, I was not expecting this. Okay.
Lance, cue the music. How do you evolve Baneri?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you never got to Gen 4?
No.
Fuck.
What is it? Okay, what does it look like?
Just the brown and yellow rabbit. Did you watch the anime?
No, but I played
Fuck.
Pokemon Go, so.
It's the little brown and yellow rabbit, because there are only like 2 rabbit Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Is that through friendship?
Fuck yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's friendship.
Okay, look at me go. I could not have guessed that because of I know what you're talking about because of the game, but that is that's not how any of that works in the game. Pokemon Go game.
I tried Lance. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? That is something on par with what he would do, so that's okay.
I wasn't gonna ask a level because I'm just like I hate these questions because I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I do appreciate you trying to come up with a question. That pure guess on my part. The only reason that I was able to guess even an idea of what it would be is because of the type of creature it is. And I was like, let me. I think I know what that might be. But pure guess. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about as far as Rascal and Knapsack Kid?
I don't know when this episode comes out, but allegedly season 2 starts July 5th. Please watch it so we can get a 3rd season that will conclude the series. Please. I beg you. If I can't get fucking No Game No Life season 2, March Comes In Like a Lion season 3, or Konosuba season 4, at least give me 3 seasons of Bunny Girl Senpai. I'm willing to trade all of those.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I agree. This needs to conclude. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, unlike a certain other anime, but don't.
We could talk about that offline.
Sure. No, because we already talked about it. It's going to make me mad.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that is all we have for this double feature episode of Rascal Does Not Dream, of
the sister venturing out, and Knapsack Kid.
Yes, thank you for the save on that one.
Gotcha.
I would have gotten it eventually.
I got you, dog.
Please make sure to check out the anime show on Facebook and Instagram. Check out all the awesome anime content they have on there. Also, please subscribe to us, drop a like, and leave a comment on whatever platform you're listening to this on. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.